Hello, welcome to Toffee TV. It is Club Call. It is Aston Villa versus Everton tonight in the Carabao Cup. Third round. The Blues looking to progress. So are Aston Villa, obviously. Hence, it's why it's a cup tie. Mike is with me at the moment in the studio. Mike, how are you feeling about this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
It's one of those games I feel like it's just in the way at the minute. I just think, obviously off the back of a good result, I think you'd rather just go straight into the Luton game, or I would. Obviously we can turn that on its head and put in a good performance, and then suddenly then you bounce into the weekend off the back of a good result. But it's a tough place to go. I'd imagine he's going to mix the side up somewhat. So, yeah, I don't know. It just feels like a little bit of a distraction at the minute. And I'm all for taking the Carabao Cup a little bit serious, because it still baffles me how we've never won that competition in our history. So, yeah, look, there's two trophies that Everton can attempt to win every year, and that's one of them. And so I'm all for normally looking to take it seriously, but I don't know, it just feels a little bit in the way. The squad's got a small squad, haven't we, this season? Although the quality's improved, I think. It's a small squad, and just, I don't know, it's a little bit concerned about the changes and different stuff. So, yeah, going into a bit of trepidation in terms of that, and hoping mostly that we just come out of it with no injuries, really.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I think when you look at it, there's an argument for that, but then there's an argument for momentum as well. I think Aston Villa are in the middle of 4 games in 9 days, I think it is, which is, obviously, they've got Aspinall. They're 6th in the Premier League, but they lost the first game in Europe. They'll want to correct that as well. So they've got some big games coming up, and 4 in 9 days for any squad is a test. I think this one will be the least of their priorities. That's not to say they're not going to want to win it and they're not going to take it seriously. But I think that does present Everton with an opportunity. Obviously, there'll be changes. There's rumours that Jordan Pickford won't play. Just had a baby, haven't he? So there's rumours he's not going to play. I imagine there's a decision there on Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Does he start the game tonight? Jack Harrison, will he be in the squad? Maybe get off the bench. Dan Juma was sub at the weekend. Will he come back in for fitness reasons? Nathan Patterson has been out the last couple. Will he be back in? So there's some lads who are going to get the opportunity tonight, and they absolutely have to take it. James Garner, will he play in middle of midfield where he wants to play tonight? Will there be changes at the back, Mike?
I was going to say, I was waiting for you, just avoiding that bit.
Well,
is Michael Keane got?
There's 2 lads, there's 2 centre backs who will want to get in and stamp their authority on this game.
And I think that's what terrifies.
Because they dominated against Doncaster. They did so well last time out.
It does terrify me.
No, I know, but at the end of the day, if you're Sean Dyche and you're looking at it, you're thinking, how many opportunities have I got to give these lads games? I imagine this one will probably be one where you're looking to play them. You've got Tarkowski, who started the season quite well. You're thinking, got to look after him a little bit. A big league game at the weekend. It's an opportunity to give him the night off tonight, or certainly have him on the bench. Jared Brantwaite, we know he's not 100% fit. They're managing that at the moment. So do you leave him in and keep the continuity, or do you throw the other 2 in and go, listen, lads, quite clearly the other 2 my first choice centre-back partnership. One of you, it's a rare opportunity to show me what you can do, though, so I can, if we ever need to change it up or thinking about it. But I'll get everyone who's on the other side of this camera now fuming, going, don't be ridiculous, we need to play this. I'm just saying.
But this is the conundrum with it all, isn't it? And that's what I think, why I started off saying what I said, where it's a bit of an unwanted distraction, because to get that momentum going into the weekend, we're going to have to play a strong side. And because even if you don't and you get the win, they're not the players that have played it, so it's irrelevant anyway. But for me, I wouldn't mind us looking to try and take it. If you're going to
don't forget it goes to penalties, straight to penalties, no extra time.
If there's any element of taking it seriously, then the defensive pair needs to be that defensive pair of Brantwaite and Tarkowski. because the other two are just simply not good enough. They're simply not good enough, and I just don't. I can't see a way of which we progress through that tie with certainly that. If they're put in as a pair, I just can't see.
And especially with probably João Virginia in goal as well.
And then, so no matter what's going on in front of them, that's a big worry to me. And then I start thinking, well, if you're going to do that with them, you better just put them in on Yangos and all that. I know they won't do because he played last night, but you know, are you better
Dobbin and all that?
Because, but he, like you say. That's why I'm saying it's a bit of like an unwanted distraction of what you do, because you stick or twist. Because if you go Tarkowski and Branthwaite and one gets injured, everyone's calling for you, going, well, why didn't you play Michael Keane? Blah blah blah. So it's a really difficult one in that point of view. If he's going to go strong, he needs to go fully strong. I don't want to see like a hybrid thing. Because...
But you could ask, couldn't you? You would. Their squad players who've played in the Premier League, both of them have played in the Premier League. Know, whether you think they're good enough or not, they're in our squad, aren't they?
I know, but they're not good enough, are they? So that was what I'm saying. If you want to give the tie away, that's fine. Give it away. And I can see the reason why to give it away. But you are giving it away with those two playing centre-back. And
say the pair of them play and they're unbelievable.
But they won't, will they? We've watched them for years. We know they can't be.
Say they are tonight.
Well, they're happy days, but they're not going to be, are they?
Say we're all celebrating that. 10:30 because Keane's got a hat-trick and Godfrey was immense.
Well,
could happen.
Yeah, it
could happen. You never know.
But
could happen.
It's highly unlikely. We're more likely to be moaning.
What I mean is, I'll see that partnership at 6:45 when the team's named and go, okay, we need to be lucky.
Yeah.
But I also, the other bit of me would look at it and go, it's an opportunity to give them minutes, though, that they're not going to get, to keep them in case we need them. Do you know what I mean?
But this is my thing.
But then by the same token, Frank Lampard did this at Bournemouth last season. We got beat 4-1.
Yeah. And then you go into the next game trying to...
And
it's difficult. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's that, like, unwanted distraction right now. I feel like it's almost... It's a better game when... it's just... bleeding obvious, but it's a better game when you're a little bit more comfortable in the league. You can attack this competition. You can attack it well, and this is what frustrated me, I think, in the past, is when Everton have been in comfortable positions in the league, we've not taken it seriously. It'd be interesting just to hear what everyone else thinks, and I'm really torn between, I understand the pragmatic side from the manager going, I've got these two professional players, Premier League players, paid Premier League wages, got to get the minutes, got two centre-backs, don't want to risk one of them getting injured, blah, 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 blah. So there's that element and that issue. But border to the side of...
No, I get... Listen, Mike,
I'm concede goals,
I'm playing a bit of devil's advocate here. I understand that Saturday will be the priority.
Yeah.
It will be. Whether we like it or not, and you'll see people go, we could win a cup and we could do this, we could do that. I, at the moment, don't believe Everton can win this cup.
Yeah.
I don't. And I am normally quite positive, but I just look at the likes of City who take it seriously, and Liverpool who take it seriously, and others who take it seriously, and think we aren't at their level at the moment. Doesn't mean we can't win. It doesn't mean we could get through tonight and get a team who we can beat in the next round. All of a sudden in the quarter-final, you start going, actually, you never know.
Yeah.
But I understand just right now with watching the way we've started and the results we've had, that Saturday is the more important.
Staying up, obviously, it's quite clear. And for the future of the club in terms of moving into a stadium and everything, it's far bigger than just this game. Which then probably leads me on to, if you are putting out a weekend side, I'd just go weak, full stop, unless you're bringing in players for, like a Harrison, obviously, would be someone that you would hopefully be putting into the actual first team, but he could do with the minutes.
But I would, so you'd go... For you, it'd be, say, João Virginia in goal, Patterson at right back, Godfrey, Keane, if you're just accepting it, Godfrey, Keane, who you playing left back?
I'd probably...
Young or Michalenko?
I'd probably put Young in myself.
Young at left back, okay. Then in midfield, how'd you go weak in midfield?
Well, that's the problem, because you ain't got many options there.
So you might go James Garner because he played wide, so you go and put him in. Say Garner out because he's of his age.
Yeah.
I think you still have to leave Onana in there. Gomez is injured.
No.
You still think you've got to leave Onana in there.
Yeah.
You've probably got to leave Decore in there because we haven't got three. This is the problem. It's the centre mid. We haven't got three, have we? Then you could go, unless you play Dwight McNeil in there. But you could have You could have Danjuma, you could have Dobbin if you really wanted in there. And
Could you go 4-4-2?
Could go 4-4-2 and have Schmitty and Dom, and then that saves you the midfielder. So you'd
Dobbin
go
out wide,
and Danjuma.
McNeil out wide, or Danjuma as well, yeah.
And then have McNeil, Harrison, have the plan to put Harrison on for half an hour to go. You could do it that way, and you kind of negating it, but midfield, they're still short in midfield. It's difficult,
isn't it?
But they're just short because obviously Tyler played last night, so you can't go play on Yango. He played at Burton last night, he ain't going to play. So you are left with, keep it Trishagana Gay out of it because of his age, but you still think, so you've got Onana who plays every week, you've got the Corey who plays every week. Who else is in that? Gomez, normally you'd go on Andre Gomez, just there, put him in.
Yeah. You'd probably be better, realistically thinking about it now, just off the top of your head, going 4-4-2 and going James Garner and Onana, just from an age perspective.
They did say about Onana, though, that he did get a bang on Saturday as well, so he might be kept left out anyway, just because of precautionary. So then that would leave you with James Garner and Abdoulaye Doucouré in the middle, which is probably fine. The pair of them can do it. Yeah. You could, I suppose, if you really wanted to, you could set up in a 4-2-3-1 and play Danjuma off Dom centrally and play Harrison and McNeil wide, or Dobbin and McNeil wide, or whoever. There's ways he can do it because of the attacking players. It's obviously the two lads in the middle of the park where we're going to have to play lads who normally play for us. Yeah. Aren't we?
Yeah. It's where we're lacking options, isn't it? So no, be interesting. Like I say, but with all that in mind, I'm not particularly, not looking forward to it, but I'm not looking forward to it, if you know what I mean. It's just a game that's there.
No, I get it. And I never want to throw any games away, ever, with Everton. And no matter when I see the team, if it had bloody Metcalf in it, and it had Koyata in it, and it had, all of I'd want Everton to win anyway. Of course we all would. But we'll just have to see what happens. And I get your point about it being a bit of a distraction. It just is at the minute. It just is. Our priority this season. You see, it makes me laugh when people say, because I don't believe it, when people go, we need a good cup run. Well, I don't believe anyone would be satisfied with, people go, do that and get a good cup run. If we get to the quarter-final, you'd say it's a good cup run. You'd still be fuming when we get knocked out in the quarter-final. You won't get to May. And we're 17th and we stay up. We had a good cup run though, because it doesn't mean a thing.
Wembley, it's not.
It doesn't mean a thing, does it? You don't. A good cup run to me is winning a thing.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna go out, you may as well go out now. If you're gonna go out, go out now and get your one game a week and make sure every weekend you're fit and you're ready and you've got your best side. Hopefully, when we get more stable and the squad gets better quality, then you can go, actually, this is a tournament we can target. I'm not saying throw the game by any stretch, because the lads who come in tonight should be going, I'm making a bleeding claim for this. I'm going to show you, if I'm Lewis Dobbin, I'm going to run him all night.
Patterson.
I'm going Nathan Patterson. I've got to show you that I should be in this side. Why aren't I playing? If I'm Dom, can I get my fitness up?
Yeah.
If I'm Chimity, if I'm giving a go, I'm going to show you that I can play. If I'm Michael Keane, I'm going to show you that I can get through a game without making mistakes. If I'm Ben Godfrey, I'm going to show you that I haven't lost what the promise I had 2 years ago, because he has gone backwards in 2 years. So
I find the Godfrey situation just astounding. I honestly like how
this is a fella that got in the England squad ready to and just missed out on the final squad for the Euro.
When he signed him, I thought it was a very, very good signing, and and obviously he come in and was settling in, and obviously found a little bit of form playing at left back, surprisingly, and done really well. And honestly, at the moment, I look at him, and I've said before in the past, and probably up the top, but he just doesn't look like a footballer. He has no idea where to be on a football pitch. Like I don't know what he does.
He's a defensive midfielder who Norwich thought was a centre back,
but he can't pass.
And then he's come here. No, but he was just a destructive player, wasn't he? He was just a lad who liked to tackle and he could run with the ball.
Type of position, then I don't know, but for me, it's a shame, because he's got attributes, hasn't he, that are very well aligned with the league. Power, pace, energy. But I don't know, that aggression dipped. He had that aggression about him. Don't know. He just seems a little bit of a lost soul at the moment, and I don't know whether he'll find that form back at Everton or whether
Be confidence as well, though. We're not playing.
But he needs to find a
Bad
position,
injury.
doesn't he?
No, we're not.
He's not a centre back.
No.
I'm
He's not good enough in the
convinced
air.
he's not a centre
And I
back.
know there isn't the days, we've probably got two of the biggest strikers in the Premier League playing for us. It's not like there's loads of them around.
Yeah.
Haaland's massive, but in general, they're not big, powerful target men anymore, which means that should be fine for him to not be a big, tall centre back. It's not great. It's his positional sense. His pace doesn't look like he's what he was. He seems to have lost a little bit of pace. That might just be games, not playing
Definitely
enough.
lost some
But
aggression.
he's gone. He's lost what he had, and he's got to rediscover that quickly. And if he plays him centre back, then it's up to him to prove to everyone. But if he
can play there, but like you're saying with the heading side of it from a height, when you watch him, it's not just with height though, is it? It's his timing. He can't time. He gets stuck under that.
That's
ball
what I'm
a
saying.
lot.
If you're a defensive midfield player, you're a midfield player right the way up till you're 19 or 20. You have to reprogram your whole game, because as a defensive midfielder, a lot of the time the ball is going over your head because your centre backs are winning it. You're someone who's playing once it's on the floor.
But with him though, he's been with a few managers now, and no one's trusted them with that defensive midfield role, and we've lacked options in that position as well. So that's a little bit.
I seen him playing for Shrewsbury against West Ham in the FA Cup, and he was on loan, and he was in midfield, and he was fantastic, absolutely brilliant, won everything, solid, and people were talking about him. And then Norwich took him back and played him, started saying he's a centre back and played him there, and then obviously we bought him, played a year there, and then we bought him. He still looks. That's why I think when I look at him, I'm just not convinced that he is a centre back, because he's never at Everton. He's never had a run, has he? He's played some games there, and he's been put to left back, or he got injured. So he's never ever had a solid run.
He hangs around the squad, doesn't he? Because he's got attributes. But he really is. I mean, there's been loads of players in the past, haven't there, that can't, are sort of almost a victim of being versatile.
Yeah,
I think he's versatile because he's not good enough for a single position. So not that he's good enough to be versatile. He gets put somewhere because you're just hoping, I want that power, that pace, that attribute in the team somewhere. Well, how can I fit it in? But he never hunkers down a position. Like I say, he had what, a good 6 months under Carlo at left back, where I thought he was, really solid and got up the pitch. But everything else.
But even that, Carlo gave him a couple of games at centre back. I remember Newcastle at home, he played centre back with Holgate. We got beat 2-0. He was terrible.
Yeah.
I'm sure he played centre back against Fulham at home. We lost 2-0, and he was terrible. And Carlo was like, get back to left back. Just for his positional sense was all over the place. But we'll see. We will see. A few people saying we need to keep the same 11 as Saturday and go with it. Well, we can't, because Pickford won't be playing, apparently, and therefore quite a few others.
Me I see the bonus to that, and the bonus to that is obviously no one gets injured, and you come away with a positive result. The flip side to that is you come away with a 3-4-0 defeat, or someone picks up an injury. It's not the cleverest thing to have done. So it's a real catch-22 for the manager, to
Absolutely.
be fair.
Let's go to the line. We've got Brian, who's been waiting patiently on the line there. Brian, good evening, and what have you got to say?
Evening, lads. Well, my three things for this evening. Okay.
Yeah.
First, it's a double header, because not only Everton playing, but my local team's playing, and they're top of the league, which is the equivalent of the Championship, and could qualify for the equivalent of the Premier League here in Sweden. So that's exciting.
Nice.
And that starts in half an hour, and followed by our own good selves. And I think tonight the secret is speed. We got to have some pace in the attack, and I would start with Beto, and I'd have Dominic start on Saturday. Because I can't see a better match for Dominic Calvert-Lewin to start than against Luton. I think it'd be perfect for him to give him an hour and then bring on Beto or Chimiti, whatever. Plus, on Saturday, there's got to be a bit of an invasion. The Swedish Toffees are in town.
Okay. Nice.
And of our 600 members, we've been allocated 85 tickets. So there's going to be 85 of us rocking up to Goodison on Saturday.
Lovely.
For our annual trip. So we're really looking forward to it. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Excellent.
85 Swedes in town to watch Everton.
That's what you want, innit?
That's what you
That's
want.
what you want. When you were last over, did we get a win?
Crystal Palace 3-0.
Oh,
3-0 more.
good. Oh, I like the sound of this.
Nice, Brian.
Yeah.
Nice. This is what I want.
We're going
This
to bring
is
it with us.
energy.
So get down the bookies. 3-0.
3-0.
3-0. I like that energy.
I like this is a good call.
I like the energy Brian is bringing here.
Same.
I hope that was a good performance, that Palace game as well. It's one of Frank Lampard's best
Probably the
performances.
only performance of the season.
Probably, yeah, in terms of complete performance, absolutely. But 3-0 would be tremendous on Saturday, wouldn't it? And it would be follow up a great away win, which we got at Brentford with a home win like that. That really consolidates that away win. You're getting double bubble for it, aren't you? That's 6 points in a week can put you in a totally different place, and then that'd set us up, obviously, for what will be a very difficult game against Bournemouth, but a game again Everton can win.
Yeah, a game that should go in favourites. Brian, just off the back
There's
of that, mate.
There's a lot.
So
There's a lot. The word momentum is used a lot, and a convincing victory on Saturday would give us that momentum following a very good performance here at Brentford, and then Bournemouth coming along. Well, we did them. We've done them before. We'll do them again, and as long as we get that momentum and carry it through, I really do think we can do it. And this is not like me. Although I'm as all Evertonians, we are eternal optimists. But we are also realists, and not to mention the sarcasm. So this time, I really do think that I think, despite the problems with management and within the club, I think the team can create this momentum and thereby getting us to a pretty safe place. Now, you mentioned earlier something about team and resting players. Now, the only reason I'd rest anyone tonight is if they had an injury.
Okay.
Because we all remember when the squads were a lot smaller and they only played as many games as they're doing now, and they played 3 times a week. So if players could do it then, they can do it now. There are no excuses. If you're fit, you can play, then you give 100%.
Yeah.
Still this thing about tiredness and fatigue. Oh, whoa, poor me. Sorry, I'm not going to buy it. If you have the attitude, if you're a professional, if you really want to be out there on the pitch, then you do it. If you're injured, fine. Let someone else have a game. Otherwise, nope.
Okay. Fair play. Yeah.
I think with that, you've got the situation. I tend to agree. If you're going to go strong, then it keeps that momentum going. Obviously, the caveat to that is, you go full strength side. Tarkowski gets injured. He's out for 3-4 weeks, and suddenly you're not going into that Luton game with that same momentum then. So it's really difficult, and I think it's difficult because the quality of the squad's not quite there in certain areas, and centre-back being the glaringly obvious one, isn't it, where I don't think any of us are fully confident of the next person to come in as backup to it. So that's the only difficulty for me, really, where I look at it. I think other parts of the squad, we've got good replacements to be able to come in if something did happen. So yeah, it's a difficult one for the managers to weigh up. I think a little bit more sort of going from the past. Obviously, when they play those games, the teams they then would be playing at the weekend wouldn't have rested players midweek, whereas Luton have rested their whole starting 11 or 10 of their starting 11, and you're going into a fully fresh team with a team that have just played a few hours, 72 hours before. So there's a bit of that to weigh up, but I'm for a strong side, but I'm just worried about that centre back position. That's what concerns me. If something happened to either of those, I'd be worried.
So can you explain to me why Ratcliffe, Mathew, Watson and the like were never rested? They played all the games. They didn't say, I might get injured so I can't play Saturday. We didn't have that attitude.
No, but Brian...
We weren't scared. We're talking scared. Oh, what might happen? Oh dear. No, forget it. Can't buy that anymore. I'm not having it. If you're fit, you can play.
Brian, listen, like, having watched that era, albeit as a kid, I get it. But as Mike said, A, there was only really one sub then anyway. So both teams only had one change. And B, other teams wouldn't have rested their players either. So I do get it, and don't forget we ended up playing. Certainly when we in '85, I think we played 64 games that season, and most of our players played most of the games. So I do get it, but like Mike said, if they're resting 10 of their outfield players and we're playing a game and it's a tough game as it is, you can understand why they're looking for edge. Those little edges. But listen, if he picks the same team as Saturday, even though Pickford apparently isn't playing, then fair enough. I'm not going to be sat here going, that's a joke, he should have done this, he should have done that. The manager will make them calls. It's just that they do make the changes, and every team does it, don't they?
I think that you've got
if they're going to make these changes and feel the weaker side, surely there's no better opportunity for us. And if Pickford's not playing, do you really want Michael Keane and Godfrey in front of your reserve goalkeeper? Ask the question.
Well, the answer will only be from Sean Dyche, wasn't it? We've said...
You're talking about how you would do it. So if you've got your reserve goalkeeper there, would you put Michael Keane and Ben Godfrey in front of him? Doesn't matter what you have in attack then, does it?
Out of fear.
You're playing with a sieve.
But out of fear, well, what you do is, I think what I'd probably do as a manager is weigh up the two situations. So I might lose a cup game because I've got João Virginia, Ben Godfrey and Michael Keane in a triangle. Versus do I play Jared Brantwaite and James Tarkowski with the possibility one of them gets injured and I lose them for months with the Premier League games. I get it, don't get me wrong, it could happen at any time, they could get injured in training. So it is always a curious one where we go, don't play him in that game in case he gets injured. Well, what if he gets injured in the next league game?
Absolutely, yeah.
So I get it, I do get what you're saying to a certain extent, Brian, but I think it's all about risk, isn't it? Risk management, really. And if Everton had got another centre back in,
that's where
then I think it'd be
the one
fine.
Position in the team.
The other two aren't.
I question, like I say, I'm happy for them to go full strength. And I'm like you said, I'd be happy if he goes full strength with Brantwaite and Tarkowski. That's absolutely fine. But myself, I'm concerned if one of those gets injured. I had the thought of having to watch Michael Keane or Ben Godfrey for a sustained period of time.
And isn't it sending off? It's still Premier League games as well, isn't it? Because it's a domestic.
Yeah, I think it will do.
Trophy, so one of them got a 3-match ban, whatever it.
Yeah, I'm just that's my only concern. And like you say, look, maybe it is a case of over worrying about certain things, but injuries seem to be a little bit more prevalent in the game than they were back in the day. If players have got certain knocks, they'll be rested due to sports science and different things, whereas back in the day they'd be injected up and taped up and sent out. So yeah, it's just a difficult one, that position. It's just a shame that the two backups are just, in my opinion, just not good enough.
If we were like 4th or 5th and we'd amassed like 10 points, it might be a different argument then. You might be going, well, we're all right. We're not going to be dragged into a relegation battle. We look like a good side. We're winning games. This is an opportunity to beat Villa tonight, whatever. You might look at it slightly different, Brian, but we've only just won our first game at the weekend. And we have got two home games where we could take, if we won those 2 home games, then I think most of us would go into that international break and go, you know what, we've recovered there after a poor start. 10 points, if we did do it, would have us mid-table going into that break with a derby to come, going into a more difficult section of the season. I think most of us would breathe and sleep a little bit easier, but that's just where it is. That's what I'm saying, but... Brian, you are fully entitled to your opinion. I'm not telling you you're wrong. I'm just saying there are different aspects why it has changed now. And you're right, those players them days played most games and sometimes with injections when they shouldn't have done and all of that, as you well know. But everyone in football rests players now, don't they? Everybody. And we saw, like we've said, Luton with 10 or 11 changes or something last night. And they ended up getting beat.
But think again that in those days we're talking about, that when we had an international break, almost the entire team was playing internationals. Now they're not. They haven't got any games. You don't have any internationals in the team anymore.
No, I know.
So there is another reason why you cannot play. I mean, if you're carrying a little knock, then okay, rest them. Absolutely, no question about that. But otherwise, what's the point? If you're going to face a weakened team, like we could possibly do this evening, And if you really have an ambition to get to the next round, bloody hell, go for it.
But
Go and win the bloody thing.
Why are Villa resting players then?
But you said they could be. So
I know, but
should they be, as many teams do, you said, then why not go for it? Why not take advantage of that? And if they do have a strong team, then surely we need a strong team.
Yeah, well, we'll see, won't we? We'll see in just over an hour, 70 minutes till the team's named. So we will know. We'll know whether he's gone with giving other people game time or whether he wants that momentum to carry on from the weekend. We'll find out in 70 minutes.
Oh, I can see Chimita getting a game too. And
well, maybe. Listen, if he played 4-4-2 with Dom and Chimiti, if that's how he started, or Beto and Chimiti, and he started with that, then fine. That means you can be a midfielder down because you can play a little bit more direct. You don't have to worry about the midfield because the thing is they'll make changes in their midfield, but it'll be Yori Tielemans coming in and people like that who have got real quality as well. So, it's going to be a tough game for Everton regardless of whether we're full strength or we're half strength. So we'll see. Listen, we'll see. But I think a lot of people in the comments saying that they feel Saturday's game is 3 or 4 times more important than this game tonight.
It's just a shame that's the
situation.
And
we're going to be there too.
Exactly, Bri. You want to see a full strength side there. You do not want to see
Michael Keane on Saturday, do you?
Listen, Mr. Member of the goalkeeping fraternity. Remember what we said about momentum? Now, the thing is, remember Crystal Palace a couple of years ago? They returned a lot of their tickets. So normally we're spread out in either the upper Bullens by the Gladys Street end or in the main stand, but they sent back a load of tickets. So we actually got sat together in a group above, in the upper Bullens, above the Palace supporters.
Yeah. And
we actually, we have a chant, we have our own chant, which we have. And the people are saying to you, Brian, come on, we're going to do this, but do it. I said, okay, when the time is right. So I did. And it was getting towards the end of the game. And then all of us said, now. So we did. So we stood up and we sang it. All of us stood up, clapping our hands, singing the song. And what happens? You might remember this. A certain lookman put in a cross from the left.
Yeah.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin dives in, centre of the goal, nods it in the street end.
Yeah.
Straight after we'd done
it was 0-0 at the time, Bri. 0-0 at the time. And then did Mr. Shank Tosin go through and smash home the second to give us the 3 points?
Well, you know what? When that goal went in, that 30-40-yard curling pass from Michael Keane.
Yeah, was as well.
Just outside his own penalty area.
It was.
Which Tosin ran onto.
Yeah.
When that ball hit the back of the net.
The noise,
the place exploded.
It did.
And I said to my lad and the lad, he said, such a long time since the roof lifted like that.
It was just straight, it was. Yeah. Do you remember? The noise was unbelievable. Do you remember Tosin's first touch with the sole of his foot?
More relief.
Naughty that.
More relief.
That ball from Keane, wasn't it?
Yeah, Michael Keane with his passing ability.
Pen that day too.
He did with his feet, didn't he? Was that one? Shade from Milojevic. 0-0.
Yeah, second half in the back end. Because Zaha fell over.
He did. Yeah. Seamus wasn't too happy, yeah.
Right underneath our noses, it was.
Yeah. But
so, give it a chance. We're going to sing our song again and we'll get another goal.
Brian, bring that energy Saturday. You and your fellow countrymen, bring that energy.
Fellow countrymen?
Well, you know what I mean. You are now. You're a Swede now. You've lived there with you and your Starker and your beer and everything else.
Your meatball.
There you go. A few people are saying bring some Swedish women with you as well, but that's another thing.
That was Ned.
R9 as well. R9 in the comments. Brian, spot on, mate. And like I say, we will know in 66 minutes whether Sean Dyche is listening to this call from you, asking for a strong team, or whether he has decided to freshen it up. So
it's all about ambition, whether you want to make the next round or not.
Well, there you go. Take it easy and enjoy your trip.
Will do.
Nice one, Bri.
See you later, buddy.
Take care, mate. See you later. Bye. A very passionate Brian there. Very, very passionate Brian. Oliver, hello. Hope you're okay, mate. Yeah. What a call. What a call. It is
Brings
tough.
the energy, doesn't he?
He brings the energy. It's a tough one, isn't it? Because like we say, you can argue both sides, can't you? And go, oh, carry it on from Saturday, play again, get a result. What happens if the result, you play the same team, the result doesn't go the same way? The momentum gone. At least if it doesn't go the way tonight, you can go, wow, wasn't our proper team. The momentum's with the 11 that played last week.
That's what I was saying from the start, where it's just an unwelcome distraction right now. You know, if we could get these 2 home games on the bounce and then have the cup game,
would have been
a more ideal. So it's just one of those. I think it's just landed at slightly the wrong time, but wrong time in a positive because we've come off the back of a win.
Could be the wrong time for Villa.
Yeah, we just can't beat them.
Land for us.
Just can't beat them 4-0.
Lewis stopping.
Give them it back. Payback.
Love it.
Payback.
Gary Ward says, Hardy. Brian Ball says, evening. Hope everyone is well. Everton Viking says, Branthwaite, what a talent. Get him tied down to a new long-term deal. He reminds me of the first season Stones. Maybe not quite as good on the ball, but better physically. And I think because he's more old school in nature, he won't start faffing about with the ball. Still feel we should bring in a backup centre-back in January if 777 get their deal done. Very glad we've got him playing 13 footy. Also, is it bad that I've just written off this Villa game? Also says, I like Brian's enthusiasm, but unfortunately football has changed quite a lot in over the 30 years that Brian is talking about since the 80s. There have been various studies done on it, and football's intensity and the speed of which the game is played is near tenfold back to what it used to be. Players pick up more injuries because of this intensity. The players from the 80s and the modern day team would be picking up injuries and be rested. If it was 80s for your modern team, let's even say Moyes' best side, the 80s team would still struggle because of the pace of the game, despite their obvious quality. Yeah, but then they'd be fitter, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
it's all about. I get what you're saying.
It's about time. He's right. Obviously, that's the argument I put across. So I totally agree. Obviously, it's just different eras, different sport, different. It's just different. You know, like we like to go back and compare like for like, but it doesn't work like that, does it? Unfortunately,
because you'd be fit, wouldn't you? You do what you have to do to make it in that game, don't you? Everyone, you play within what you're playing within, don't you?
Well, back then, obviously, like you say, they had smaller squads. It wasn't a case of shall we change everyone? They couldn't because they didn't have them to change anyway. So
and everyone had one sub or two. Then it went to 2 subs.
Yeah, so it was
teams weren't changing half the team halfway through the game.
And like I say, a lot of them were getting strapped up, injections, different stuff. But they're all different things. But going back to the Branthwaite point, I mean, he's an absolute talent. And obviously we saw glimpses of it when he first come in from Carlisle, and obviously a few mistakes and stuff when he come in as a 17-year-old. But he looked like he had the attributes, didn't he? And nice with both feet, which is very rare. But you know, we've actually. A young player we've managed really well. You know, he's gone out on the right loan there and he's come back, and you know, fair play to Sean Dyche. Let's, you know, from a questioning him whether he'd play him or whatnot, but he's put the faith in him and he's being rewarded for it. Yeah, hopefully we get him tied down to a contract. I don't know where that situation's up to.
Got to be.
But yeah, he's just he's someone that we've just got to enjoy him while he's here. I think get him tied down and hopefully we can get a few more years out of him. But again, we've just got to get to the point where, you know, where's the next one? Let's bring in the next Jared Branthwaite. So
they are out there.
So he's sat, you know, ready to follow on from him, because realistically, the model that we're looking to move into, Branthwaite will move on, and he'll move on for a substantial fee. You need the next one to then come in and step into his shoes. And if you've got that progression, then that's great. And then it becomes a place where these young talented players want to come to, and that's what you want to create. But yeah, no, he's been superb. Look, he's still going to make mistakes because he still is young and he's playing in the toughest league physically. But he's got a good partner alongside him as well, I think, for that, you know, that lane. And yeah, definitely.
Tahi's boss. Love Tahi. Baps is in Big, someone said his nickname should be. Justin Abuser in Birmingham has been chatting to a few Villa fans. They've all said they want to go out this cup and just focus on Europe. Well, for them, yeah, absolutely. If it was me, and listen, I wouldn't want to go out of a cup, but I would be prioritising the Conference League for them, because they can win. Absolutely, they can win that. The players, I know they lost the first game, but early doors, the players they've got, the ability they've got in that squad, West Ham can win it.
The manager with the pedigree in
exactly. That will, and then that gets you into the Europa League anyway, which arguably is an easier route back into Europe, winning that. So I understand what they're saying from that perspective. Daniel says, as a Spurs fan myself, he was fuming after Ange made 9 changes and went out to Fulham. You should go for it tonight. This is Villa's 3rd game in 6 days.
Yeah, but look, Tottenham are in a very different position than us. I'd be fuming if I was a Tottenham fan. I would.
Yeah,
if I was Tottenham fan, that's something I'd be
to
aiming to do.
well, didn't he?
The start of the season, that'd be something I'd be aiming to achieve as a Tottenham fan. Is that cup? It's Tottenham player, sorry. That's something I'd be targeting 100%. So I can totally understand theirs. We're in a very different predicament. We're in, I know the Everton fans are right. It's nice to have that bounce of coming off but let's have it right. We've won 1 game of football and we're getting a little bit carried away. Not carried away. It's wrong. No, but don't want it. We won 1 game. It needs. But if we'd won 3-4 games, and at that point this fixture comes along, like I keep saying, then yeah, you're in a different mindset. But for us, that Luton game is a lot more important. Unfortunately, that's just the state of where we're at right now.
Yeah,
that's
a fact.
Position where we're not in that state.
It's Benjamin says Villa will play a weakened team tonight because they've got loads of games coming up as well. I want a strong team tonight. Rest Tarkovsky and Garner, yes, but let's go for it. Well, we'll know in less than an hour, now 59 minutes. We will know what kind of side Sean Dyche is going for. I think he'll make changes.
I do feel for Sean Dyche on this a little bit. I must admit I do, because I think he's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. Obviously, if you pick, unless we get a positive result, but it's gonna be difficult for him, because, like I say, he goes weak and we get bombed out. We go strong, we get bombed out. He's wrong. We go strong, we win. We get a major injury. He's wrong. There's
he's on a no-win, isn't he?
Yeah, he's on a bit of a hiding for nothing. Yeah.
Everton Viking says, no, Baz, I'm talking literally taking the 80s team from the 80s with no modern training or anything, transport them from the past into the now for a one-off game. Of course, if the 80s players existed in this era, they'd have all the modern benefits, etc. But I'm talking strictly about the 80s team with no benefits versus a modern team with all the benefits. Don't know, they were supremely talented. It wasn't like it was walking football. I watched it. It was intense, the games, naughty challenges, terrible pitches, and they were still unbelievable. The nowadays team would be fitter, but the 80s team, you wouldn't be able to get the ball off them. Imagine Michael Keane trying to defend against, take your pick, Graham Sharp, Andy Gray, Aidan Heath, Gary Lineker.
He did mention a Moyes team, no,
Well, even a Moyes team would be fit and be in your face, but they were still taken apart by superior teams.
Look, it'd be
that 80s, Everton's 85 team's one of the greatest football teams I've ever seen. I include modern day Manchester City and Liverpool's 80s teams.
Yeah.
They were unbelievable. They could do everything. They could literally do everything. They would have won the treble, but for it being about the 150th game they've played, and the fact they'd just played a European final 2 days before an FA Cup final, where it was 27 degrees on Cup final day, but overcast, and they got beaten extra time. They would have done the treble, which was unprecedented. They lost the goalkeeper the next season in March. He was the best goalie in the world, they would have done the double had they not lost Neville South. Not that Bobby Mims threw everything in, but Nev was such a key thing. Then they did win the league the year later, with many injuries. A squad won the league.
Yeah.
They were just unbelievable. You know what I mean?
Stop it, you're making me feel depressed.
No, but they were that good. And then Liverpool, the year after, were unbelievable. And they had Barnes and Aldridge and Houghton and Beard. They were amazing. That era was incredible. And them teams would live with teams now. Maybe not once you got past like 75 minutes.
And I think that's probably the point, isn't it?
Yeah, but my point would be that Everton team would be 4-0 up by the time it got to the last 15, and they just sit on the edge of the box and smash it away.
Maybe.
They could hold it in.
I don't know.
And if it's 80s...
You just go low block,
if it's low block, yeah. You can get them past Ratcliffe.
No, but you let them have the ball and then...
Sure, go ahead. Let Moyes' team have possession of the ball. Or let Dyche's team have possession of the football.
We'll be fighting not to have it.
Go ahead.
No, you have it.
We don't want it. We're 4-0 up. We don't need it. And then get past Neville Southall and goal. Good luck with that one.
Neville.
Good luck with that one, Prime Nev. Prime Peter Reid would play Everton's midfield on his own. Bracewell could go and sit in the post with Nev, and Reid will go, I'll look after these. All three. Onana, Decore and Garner. He'd have the pair of them in his pocket, and then he'd just have a little laugh at Onana by megging him and then hitting him. So, absolutely, I know what you're saying. The game has moved on, but that team would still destroy probably both of these teams put together. A Moyes team with Dyche's team on the same pitch, it'd still be 4 or 5. Such was the ability. Paul Mack says agree. Baz 85 was just incredible. It was a gift to witness and a curse to remember. Absolutely. Alan G says I was 14 in 85 and people saying they would get beat would be surprised how good they were.
I was 1, believe it or not.
And Celtic Vapors, Baz, a modern day team wouldn't last 75 minutes with that team. It wouldn't. It'd be destroyed. Everton's team now would get, they'd have 7 touches. They wouldn't be able to get the ball.
But what do you have anyway?
He wouldn't have it. Well, yeah. But it is mad, and you do feel like, I do feel gutted for Evertonians because it must be like a thing where they can't, for Ned, right? Yeah. For Ned, this must be like I'm speaking a different language. To imagine Everton on that pitch at Goodison being that good. It's the same for me. It's like just transport Man City. So just visualise Man City with Everton kits on, being that dominant and just going, what do you reckon? I should go the match and want the opposition to take the lead because it become boring.
Yeah.
That Sunderland game, I always remember it, me and my dad walking in the Bullens, that Sunderland game, the Trevor Stephen, the pass and brace, going, I hope they score first. Ian Wallace scored after 85 seconds with a header to put them 1-0 up at the park end, and me and my dad were like, it's right. Oh, you've poked the hornet's nest. And we scored 4 and we could have had 10. We were sensational. It was just unbelievable. We beat Forest, oh my God, Man United 5-0. And then we went to Old Trafford 3 days later and knocked them out the cup. You know, revenge. We'll get even. We just went there and played with our slippers on.
It is
went to Anfield and beat Liverpool with the best team in Europe. We went there and just played with our flip-flops on and beat them. It was easy. Beat them 3 times. It was just, when I think back, it was incredible. Remember Norwich beat us 4-2 in November at Carrow Road, and it was like the biggest stun thing. Everyone was like,
what the hell?
What's happened there? And then we played Chelsea in December at Goodison right before Christmas, and we lost 4-3 at home. It was a brilliant game. And Goodison was just like, no one could believe it. They clapped them off, but we think we 4-1 down, got back to 4-3. They had the Bosch kit, I remember, and sticks out. Chelsea had the Bosch kit. They beat us 4-3, and it was just like, this team's unbelievable. Then after Christmas, it was just like, City 4-0, Newcastle 4-0.
It's strange, isn't it? I wonder, is it, like you say, the comment there, like it's a curse, isn't it? Because I feel it's bad enough watching this Everton now, obviously, because although I was alive when that all happened, I can't remember any of it. But watching this now must just be like, wow.
It is a curse, right? Because my bar is still here.
Yeah.
Because I was a kid, like when I first went, we were crap, and then Howard Kendall got hold of it, and it started to turn, and then all of a sudden, we were unbelievable. Yeah. Like I was at the Coventry game in '83, Christmas '83, and there was 13,000. I'd been at the League Cup game when there was 9,000, Chesterfield game when there was 8,000, and I'm in the street then. And the Coventry game, we drew 0-0 at Goodison in the December, and he got booed off. And it was dreadful. We haven't won for weeks. We scored 1 goal. Then we went to Wolves and got beat 3-0 by Wolves, who were crap.
This all sounds familiar.
Then we played Birmingham, and this is the game that for me turned it. But we played Birmingham on New Year's Day and beat them 2-0 away, and it come from nowhere. And then my dad took me and our kid to Stoke on the Saturday in the FA Cup 3rd round.
Yeah,
and we bet the Victoria ground and we beat them 2-0. And from then, I think the Birmingham game, I think we probably lost once in 18 or something. We were near the bottom, we ended up finishing 7th, but we just went right the way through, got to the League Cup final, won the FA Cup, and then the next season won the league, played Charity Shield against them, who were European champions, beat them, and then lost the first 2 league games, and it was like, we'll be all right. Got beat 4-1 at home in the first game of the season. Imagine that. Run round with the FA Cup and got spanked 4-1, and we were winning. 8-8 scored a penalty to put us 1-up. And everyone was like, we'll be all right. Won a chat, and then that was it. And it was just sensational for a few years. So now when you look at it, and I can't see players that can't pass a football, just drive me mad at times, You
never know. The Brentford 3-1 might be our turning point.
Could be the Birmingham City. You never ever know. Then again, it could just be crap. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? It could be anything. It could be anything. Where are we?
We're on the callers.
I know.
Callers, isn't it?
I know.
Call that.
Lee says, at last, waited 20 minutes for this. I think if you go strong, Emery, you should. Emery will change most of the team. It's more than likely. It'll probably be the team we played in Europe. Good luck up to Villa. Cheers, mate. Alan says, can you find footage of the 80s team? It's on YouTube, mate. You can find them. Trevor says, loads of footage on YouTube, including full matches. Recommend the Sunderland game Baz just spoke of. Bayern Munich, United, their own Forest. All just incredible, honestly.
I just love watching Neville Southall compilations. I
told you, the best game I ever seen in play wasn't even in the year we won the league. It was Coventry City away. And we played, it was 87, 88, Tony Cottee just signed. But we beat Newcastle at home 4-0 on the opening day. Cottee got a hat-trick. And then it's Coventry the week after. And we won 1-0. Cottee scored again. Incredible. Little header, but Neville Southall's performance. I think it's on YouTube. I think you can find it. But Greg Downs, left back for Coventry, it's a free kick. Troll head this one. He hits a free kick. He's right behind it. And he put his arms up like that.
I've seen that save, the clip.
He just flicks it over the bar. He saved the penalty from Brian Kilcline, who was like the biggest ALO, powerful centre-back. Yeah. Smashed it and he saved it. He was just ridiculous, mate. Honestly, it was like, you just looked at him like, every time someone ran through, I'd just go, he'll save it.
It's mad.
Now when they run through it, it's not a thing of Pickford, but I just know he scored.
It's his weak point, Pickford.
1-1, he's not very good, but Nev, you'd just know he'd save it. And occasionally, of course they would, but you would always confident. Shots that you think that's in, he'd tip over the bar. You were like, fuck. He was just unbelievable. Yeah, he was unbelievable. But that's honestly them saying, oh my God. Yeah, excited. No, it was incredible. The Watford from 4-0 at home, yeah. There's just loads of it. The whole thing of like games where we were just incredible. You know, you go to match.
No, so that's what I mean. When you get home now, you get to see Michael Keane and Godfrey and.
It's just up there. It's up there with it, mate. It's up there with it.
Different gravy.
What was mad was, but talking of that, that's how good that team was, right? Unbelievable, right? Proper unbelievable. We got Grimsby at home in the League Cup. And I think we ended up with, I think it must have been 30 plus attempts at goal. We destroyed them. Yeah. We couldn't score. It was like there was a curse on the goal. And they got a free kick in the 90th minute. Long ball, Paul Wilkinson headed it in. We got beat 1-0. We signed Paul Wilkinson off the back of it. But we absolutely...
Did anything more, Everton?
Well, I mean, he went on to score the winner in the derby at the end of the season.
Fair play.
So fair play to him. And he was all right, Paul Wilkinson, like a third choice striker. He was all right. But that night we destroyed Grimsby, battered them. So even with our best ever team, unbelievable, where no one in Europe could live with us, we still couldn't win the League Cup. The year before, we had the agent at Wembley, and Al Hansen stopped it on the line with his hand, and we didn't get a pen, and all of that. So this cup has always been a curse for us.
We've never won it.
It's absolutely bonkers, mate. It's absolutely mad how we've never been able to win it.
It's crazy.
Ever.
But especially like, it used to drive me insane under Moyes when he put out week and Saturday. You know, like I said, when we were safe, we were always, like those years. It was like, come on, this is the one to take seriously. Because back then, the bigger clubs weren't taking it seriously. They were putting out like really weak side. I remember Arsenal putting out proper kids on stuff like that, and it was like, this one's there to be won. This is the one.
Yeah,
you know, like so frustrating.
Absolutely, mate.
You've got Birmingham City.
Now I just want to talk about the 80s because it was just amazing.
Oh, don't. I know, it's depressing, isn't it?
Gary Lineker.
Depressing.
Gary Lineker. One season of just knock it. Yeah, he scored.
I'm controversial as well. Very controversial. And I'm not sure. You know, when I sent in about the kick question, I can't remember who said it and it got slated, but I agree. It was Jack. I like the
bib.
I like it.
No, the bib wasn't great.
No, I like it. I like the bib kit.
Was Coventry New Year's Eve, was it? Yeah, I know it was right next to Christmas, and there was 13,000. It was all the Al Cousins were thrown down.
About that.
Sunderland at home as well. Sunderland 0-0 at home. We couldn't score as well, and
we're not allowed to be our players.
It was funny, mate. That Sunderland game, I went to match with It's one of my mates, and we were walking along Priory Road to get the bus, walking back next to the park.
Yeah.
We had some chips. Got chippy by Goodison, started walking through, my mates throwing chips at the Sunderland fans, you know the thing. And he goes like that, and we got to the thing, and the back door was open, and fucking 3 of them ran down.
On your
little
toes.
kids fucking legging it down the road.
On your
So
toes.
he was big time. He was 15. Now he was a bit old, quite a bit older than me. Like, it's like, never do that again, mate. Never ever do that again. Or if you do, make sure you know where. I can't even do this. Make sure you know what's what. But yeah,
Oh, what a time to be alive.
great
eh?
times, mate. Great times.
What
But
a
yeah,
time to be
even
alive.
when we were that good, we still couldn't win.
It is crazy.
It is
Kings
mad.
Cup.
It is mad. It's weird how things go, isn't it? How
Mm.
you can. I mean, people will tell you older than me. I was a kid, but when we got to the League Cup final in '77, it was like 3 games with Villa and end up losing a mad
'cause
game
replay-
against
replays,
third
yeah.
replayers.
Yeah.
We lost 3. I think we lost 3-2. Mad. Steepy, the bib kit was 85, 86 when we had Gary Lineker. Home kit.
See, I liked it.
It was mad. Mr. Blue Skies, Neville Southall, with both of his hands behind his back and his foot tied to his other foot, was still better than Jordan Pickford. And that's not me having a go with Jordan Pickford.
Sounds like you are.
cannot. You just can't put them in the same league, honestly. Pickford's good. Pickford's fine. For me, Jordan Pickford's not as good as Nigel Martin was forever.
No chance.
No chance. Been really good. Better than Tim Howard, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd never
But,
rated Tim.
but he's nowhere. You cannot put them in the same competition. Trevor, yeah, when we beat City in '86, Lineker hat-trick at Goodison was tremendous. He was brilliant.
We didn't
in that
win any
game.
that year, did we? When he was there, mad, innit?
Yeah, lost in the
Did he
cup
score
final.
40 goals as well,
40
and we-
goals, 30 league goals. We scored 40 goals. We were runners up in
Didn't win
both.
it. That's crazy.
Runners
innit?
up to them in
Then he
both.
went to Barcelona, didn't he?
Yeah.
But when Barcelona were massive, were they then? When
Yeah,
he
yeah,
went?
Kendall sold him because he
Yeah.
was going. He'd signed a pre-contract,
Bilbao,
Kendall, to
didn't
go. And Barcelona kept Terry Venables because they won the European Cup. Sorry, they got to the European Cup final. Style Bucharest beat them, which yeah, it's another thing. But they decided against sacking Venables, so Kendall stayed, won the league, and then went to Bilbao. But yeah, that 86, 86 Lineker. Remember he scored a goal in just Luton it was. We played Luton away, funnily enough, in the FA Cup on their plastic pitch, which was like the old Astro at Picton. So
Yeah.
it was like concrete.
Proper,
it wasn't
yeah.
like, it wasn't 4G.
Yeah.
And we were 2-0 down in the quarter final. And we equalised, Aidan Heath equalised, took it on his chest and a little stab at the ball, got it back to Goodison. And we played the ball over the top, and Lineker just sprinted, controlled it on his thigh, and just knocked it over the keeper
Yeah.
at the street and
Class.
put us in the semi. Obviously, we got to the final. They beat us, didn't he? Beat Sheffield 2-1 at Villa Park in the next round. But Lineker was just amazing, mate. Amazing.
Unbelievable, wasn't
And that semi-final against Sheffield Wednesday, he didn't even play. We had like half of our players were out, like injured. And we still that good. And when you look at the semi-final the year before, and we had Aidan Heath injured and all that, like, you know, if we'd have kept everyone fit,
Yeah.
talking about players being injured. But, you know, that semi-final against Sheffield Wednesday, we had Lineker sub. Lineker was injured, he didn't play. Neville Southall was out.
he?
We had like Bobby Mims in goal
Yeah.
and all. You know, it was like, these are players who would have been. We
World-class
would have won the
footballers.
league. We would have won the cup comfortably with everyone being fully fit, you know. And they were that good. And it's difficult to get. People are still can't ever imagine it. You know, you watch Howard's Way and you're like, oh, what a team, you know.
Yeah.
When you're seeing it for yourself, and you're just like, oh my
Just
God.
going there every week. Or every other week.
And it was how many you'd win by. Everywhere.
But it's good football as well.
Oh,
innit?
tremendous.
Do you know what I mean?
But it was a hybrid.
Yeah.
It was like, you want to fight? Come at them. Because we'll
Yeah.
have a Pat Van Den I'll be knocking everyone off.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
want to scrap, we'll have a scrap. If you want to play, we'll play. They were first gegenpressing team. You know, they talked about, oh, gegenpress. No one's ever done it. Colin Harvey went and studied in Germany,
Yeah.
brought it back. It's a Howard Kendall's thing. That's what we used to do. They used to call it hunting in packs
Yeah.
in them days. It's gegenpress.
Yeah.
He'd been, done some stuff in Germany, come back, and we'd have 3 men round the ball and just take the ball back.
Yeah.
They were all the time. They were like totally set the way the game was played. And don't forget, when we overturned them, they were the best team in Europe by some distance, Liverpool.
Yeah.
They were unbelievable. European Cups. They were the best team in Europe, they were in our city, and we overturned it
Yeah.
from one
It's
season.
mad, that, isn't it?
European champions, or like they won the
Do you
league.
think? Well, it's not. It probably is. It obviously was, but like back then, if you got the right manager and you recruited after, anyone could have a go, couldn't he?
Well, what you had, why it was different was there wasn't stadium. Yeah, absolutely. He was Jordan Pickford, nowhere near as good as Nigel Martin for Everton. What would happen was you'd have because you only had a squad of like 13 or 14 players. If I'm playing for a team who's third and you're the manager of the team that wins the league, and I'm like, am I going to get in your team? Guaranteed. You'd be like, hey, you come and try and get in. No, mate, so I'm playing for like the third best team. And we might win the league. And we've got loads of good players, so I don't need to go on. And so teams didn't hoover players up.
Yeah, spread out.
So every team had good players. I can remember like Southampton not doing great, but having like Kevin Keegan and David Armstrong, Mick Channon, all players who've been around. And you're like, every team, like Forest had come to go, and they'd have like 7 or 8 brilliant players.
Yeah.
Even ones that had won the European Cup were still there a few years later. They weren't hoovered up. Where now, you get a good player, you're just like, yeah, we're taking him.
Yeah.
Got 9 subs now. Come and sit on our bench. We'll give you 300 grand a week. That's why the likes of like Ross Barkley, they never left Everton. No, people would never have left.
About like, I just hate the way footy's gone. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it because I love it, and it's ruined it for me. It really has, because it's it's that situation now where you're not all financial fair play, all this stuff and whatever. It's all put into place, isn't it? Where you can't have that hope, you can't have that dream unless you support a couple of teams. You can't turn it round.
Look at that from Everton. I know Leicester did it, and it was an unbelievable story. They stayed up and won the league the next year, but we finished 7th in '84. Okay, won the FA Cup and got to the League Cup final, so you could see something was happening. I think we lost once in 18, I think, something like that, near the end of the season. The next season, so we finished 7th, and the next season we won the league by 13 points. And the reason wasn't more was because we went to Luton, funnily enough, again. At the end of the season, no one wanted to play, so our Kendall played. All the kids played. And then we had 2 first teams. You got beat 2-0. We had Coventry and played them on a Sunday. Got beat 4-1. No one was asked the week before. It was like, nah, you know what I mean. We're not playing these plays at all. We give games away that we'd have won if we needed to. So we won it by 13 points. Broke the record, 90 points at the time. Yeah. We'd give games away, which we'd have won by even more. So that's what it's like. And you're right, the way it's gone, it's killed what was unbelievable.
But I looked as well, and like I've looked at like some of the league tables, and although you had like little periods of dominance, little periods of dominance with like Everton and Liverpool, whatever. But if you look at the teams behind them in the league, they all mixed up quite a lot. So
we had Watford getting up at the time from the second division as it was. It'd be the Championship. Now coming runners up.
Yeah,
the next year, because they were a good side, they had momentum, and you had Nottingham Forest winning the European Cup twice on the run, and Aston Villa winning the league. Villa fantastic.
Aberdeen winning the European Cup
in '86, and Alex Ferguson fuming because they didn't play well. So we're lucky and all that, but you've the. I know they beat Real Madrid 2-1 when he won the Scottish Cup, wasn't it? He was fuming. Rondon the legend says Baz the Sheedy free kick twice against Ipswich. Yeah, unbelievable. I was on the pitch with him when they done the bit for Howard's Way, and he come back out and recreated it. So I was stood behind the camera while we were talking about it. Like what he did was unbelievable. Yeah, absolutely. And it's gone more of a bit. People are right. It's gone more of a business now. Tim Howard wasn't better than Jordan Pickford.
No chance. No.
I would go Southall, Nigel Martin, and then Jordan Pickford would be the 3 best goalies in my watching Everton.
Same.
And we've Everton had good goalies, like
I totally agree. Definitely.
Jim Arnold was a cracking keeper and all that, but Shilton or Southall. Southall was better than Peter Shilton. I think Ray Clements was better than Peter Shilton. Peter Shilton was a really good goalie, by the way. He was a really top keeper. But I think Ray Clements was a brilliant goalie. Obviously played for them and Spurs. But Southall was
next level, wasn't
sensate. People have even said, like, at that era who were at other clubs, he's probably the best they've ever
in
seen.
the world, wasn't
He was just unbelievable. Real Madrid wanted him a few times. He didn't want to go because he was like, I'll play for Everton. Go for Madrid for.
he? Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When now Matt's in it now. You know, that's what it's like. Ped, come on, you come and get involved. Come on. They should stop messing around. Come and have a different conversation.
Make sure to head over to toffeetvefc.com/shop for all our latest designs. You can get them in t-shirts, get them in hoodies. You can even get them in mugs. Don't forget, if you're a Toffee TV Premier member, you get 25% off your orders. So why not go over, join Toffee TV Premier and buy some merch today.
Hello.
Hello, Jim.
There's people out there who actually compare Jordan Pickford to Neville Southall.
I know, but if you've not seen it, I'm trying to make excuses, but
Pickford.
oh, it's not even close.
Nigel Martin was tremendous. I don't think people understand how good Nigel Martin
Nigel
was.
Martin was unbelievable. You spot on. It's Southall, Martin, Pickford. Definitely. It's not even. And then Jan Mucker, definitely. After that, 100%. Espen Barton.
Espen Barton simply because it's slacky.
Why did he go off? What did he go off
He's
for?
not off, and that one's a full-blown conversation.
Because you mentioned Espen Barton.
Full-blown baggy pants. Where are you?
He's on.
Is it up?
He's on.
Espen Barton. It's got to be mentioned for the crotch.
Yeah.
He wore trackies at Spurs as if he'd been painting the loft and someone said he wanted to join in for a game of
He
footy.
looked like you when you done that.
He did with the great, me painting trackies. At the moment, if you look, my crotch is tight. His crotch was by his knees.
Maybe he had something that he had to have a bigger crotch for.
Barton.
I don't know.
Barton is tighter gussets.
That's it, the gussets, yeah. There you go. No one thought Gusset was getting mentioned on this. Nice one.
Don't mention the gussets.
He's on your side.
Wow, my name Gusset.
Johnny Gusset.
Johnny Gusset from Istanbul.
Where are all the callers? What's
I
going
don't
on?
know.
Isn't Brian's waiting?
Why is Brian back?
Guess who's back?
Why is he back?
Brian's back.
You can't have more than one go.
Here he is.
You should have blocked him, Ned. Let's get. I don't know why Brian's back, but he's back.
Guess who's back?
Did he forget his something? Did he forget the shopping or something? Hang on. Bloody hell. Go on, Brian. Make it quick, fella. Go on. No, I can't hear him.
But we're going to be allowed on again.
Go on, mate. Go on.
All right, okay. Well, in the absence of the callers, which is very, very sad, I think.
It is.
This is actually a question for Mike directly,
Okay.
because
Direct
if
to
you
Mike.
remember towards the end of last season when we were on the edge of going down again, and you were talking about match attire, going the match, Mike actually said if we would guarantee Everton survival in the Premier League, he would, and I quote, said, I'll come in happy to the match. So the question is, did you?
Well, two things. One, I want to see the video evidence to this because I
don't remember
absolutely no recollection to that whatsoever.
I've got no
No whatsoever. But I'll guarantee you, I'll definitely go to the game in a nappy if we win a cup.
No, come on.
I look like
Is that
George
before or
Dawes.
after?
What are the scores? George Dawes.
You would do, yeah. You would. I'm not being funny, Brian, but why have you just had to bring that horrendous vision into my mind?
Again. You weren't saying that the other
It's
night.
horrible, isn't it?
It is a horrible
I
thing.
think we need some closure on this. We need closure.
I want
Because
video,
it's
video
burned in my
evidence.
memory when he actually said live on Toffee TV to the entire world that he would come in his nappy, and I just want to know if he did or not.
It's just the way you say it, Brian. It just sounds awful. It just sounds awful, mate. I don't know what to do with that information, but
Well, that was his match attire for the day.
Okay.
He said,
There was no coming in a nappy.
no, he ain't coming in no nappy. Yeah, Brian. Yeah, thanks for coming back on. Thanks, mate.
Thanks for that,
Bye,
Brian.
bye. Wow.
bye.
Incredible scenes. Can we get some callers on, please? It's the club call. It's not the... I've said this before. It ain't the club comments. It's the club call.
Oh, just
Imagine that just hit him squarely and he died.
just ring in.
Just get on that. Is it on
Someone's got
Ethical?
to have something to chat about.
Come on.
Bring us the calls.
Get on
people.
the calls. Oh, poor Baz. I feel like Baz wants to like just live in the 80s.
He does, but I don't blame him.
No, I know, but I think like that. Have you seen that episode of Black Mirror where the consciousness gets uploaded to like their dream place, San Chipero, and I'll be honest, it seems like a great place. But that's where Baz wants to live.
Yeah.
He just wants to live in this dream 80s.
He did look for a few moments. He looked happy.
He did look happy, didn't he?
He looked happy.
Just a little
he looked
smile on his
content.
face.
I felt like just giving him a little.
I hadn't seen him so happy since he was talking about
the kids
getting rid of terrible kids who play for his footy team.
That. And then
I hadn't seen him so happy. He was so happy to about the 80s. Honestly, it was incredible. And the only time, as I said, I've seen Baz that happy was when he was talking about the kids that play for him that he can get rid of because they're not good enough. That's the last time I've seen him that happy.
no run, no play.
No.
The last time I saw him happy was when he was talking about kits prior to that 80s reminisce moment. He got happy about kits and thinking of players and
yeah.
What a time to
What
be
a
alive.
time to be alive. What
Yeah.
a time to be alive.
We've got a match tonight.
I
And
don't know where we are with the
what are
comments.
your
but
thoughts on it, Ped?
I think it's a great opportunity tonight.
What would
I
you
think
do
it's a great
team-wise?
opportunity. Well, if you want to know my team, you have to watch the Starting 11 show.
Of course I have.
I'm not going to give it away. I think it's a really good opportunity to play some players who haven't had that much game time yet. And if they make us good enough to beat Villa, so be it. If they don't, they don't. I'm not a massive I don't have to. I think it's justified in making changes tonight. And I get what you're saying about the centre backs because that is a weakness, and we've said that before. That is a weakness. But there's a real opportunity to just give a few players those chances that I think they need, 90 minutes or 75 minutes.
Yeah.
And if we're good enough, we're good enough. I think we've got now 3 or 4 players who'll be on the bench or in the first team. Whereas if you sub them, you're going nearly like for like.
Yeah,
and that's exactly where we need to be. It's not always would we want a stronger squad as a whole? Of course we would. We'd love 2 brilliant left backs, 2 brilliant right backs, 3 really good centre backs and a spare. That's where you want to be, or 5 centre midfielders who are really good.
Yeah.
But I do believe we've got 3 or 4 now where you can go, right, if you don't play, he can play, and it's all right. I think that's exactly where we need to be. So I'll be if we make 4 or 5 changes tonight, and I'll be all right with that. Because I still think we can, if we go about it the right way, can win the game. We'll get his name then, Ned. Go into the comments and get his name. You don't come on without a name. It's as simple as that. It could be, for all we know, we could have been hacked by anonymous.
That's got to be the best thing that's ever gone up on the stream.
Espen Barton and his crotchless pants. You need a name. You can't come on here without a name, because someone might go, "Oh, it's me." It's a man with a beard. He looks like he's in a Costco.
He's in Costco.
He looks like he's in a Costco. He's looking down on us.
Got us a cooked chicken.
He's got a New Balance t-shirt on. He's just walking around the store. He needs to give a name. If you're listening, man without no name, I need your name. I can see you. I can see you on the video.
Oh, he looks like he's got something good to say as well.
Oh,
Come
I
on.
don't know about that.
Give us your name.
Come on. Tell him in the comments and say, give me your name, dude. And tell him to sit down as well, because you're all this walking around giving me vertigo.
Yeah,
I've got gusset vertigo. Lee. Okay. If we've got Lee, then let's get Lee on. Let's get Lee on. Lee, well, not, he's not Leon. Leon C.
Leon
C. Leon C. Beyonce's older brother, Leon C. Right, have we got Leon? Lee. What is it, Lee? Lee. Are you there, Lee?
Hear me, mate?
Go on, we can hear you, Lee. Go on.
Yeah, because you were struggling for call. I'm actually in work, not Costco, mate.
wait, you know, but all we can see is the roof because you're holding the camera really low.
I work in a car factory, so I'm not close to my phone.
Oh, there's a frog on the line
fair
as
So
well.
what it is, boys, I wanted to ask the Goodison Legacy project.
Yeah.
I had a really good chat with Joe Thomas last week about this.
Oh, yeah.
Now, obviously, with the takeover and all that.
Mm. Oh, Lee. I know. I could hear the frog as well. It was like, boom, boom, boom.
Wait till Lee, he's in work, shouldn't be on his phone, and he's put a call in. That's the effort you need.
He's actually, and he works in a car factory, so I probably imagine he is now part of the assembly line. And if anyone's like betting a jag, he'll just have Lee in the boot going, hello. He was in work. So Lee's just gone, but he wanted to talk about the Legacy project, and hopefully we'll get him back on the line. But I'm just going to make a very controversial statement in terms of where Everton are right now. I'd just build a massive Asda now on Goodison. Soddy. Just take the money. Whoever's willing to forget the communities. There's loads of communities. They're everywhere. They're knocking around everywhere. Just get an Asda on there. Sell bottles of Prime for about £5 a go and make as much money as you can. Honestly.
Do you know, honestly, every time I come on here...
You don't live in L4. What are you worried about?
Oh, no, I don't need to go to the match anymore in L4, do I? I won't be there.
Anyway,
Well, yeah, I mean, if there's an Asda where we play, it probably would be difficult to watch Everton there. Unless it's some kind of reenactment of the
McNeil down aisle
1998
37.
Nike advert where they're all playing in an airport, but instead they have the women play on Millwall Park. They've got their own ground. Why are you being so sexist? Why are you being so sexist, Ned? You're the kind of person who doesn't want to see VAR in the women's game. That's the kind of person you are. Exactly, and you would like it to stay like that, wouldn't you? Hey, you just want them all wearing tight shorts and no VAR. That's you in a nutshell. That's you in a nutshell. You heard.
Because of VAR.
You heard. You weren't paying any attention. If it was England's men, you'd have been there with face paint going, come on, the lads. Come on, Kane. Break records. Come on. Do you prefer the women? Well, there's a first for everything. Okay. Now that we've cleared that up, have we got Lee back yet now? Oh, Lee, where are you? He's fully gone. As opposed to a little bit gone. What are your thoughts on knocking down Goodison and just creating the most expensive, hideous thing to give to the community that gives Everton loads of money to move on with life?
I think it'd be more fitting if it was a Tesco.
Yeah, I do.
I think if it was a Tesco, it would feel like we've gone full circle. We were going to be in a Tesco stadium. We're now got a Tesco stadium. So let's go full Tesco.
Yeah. If Everton were a supermarket, though, which one would they be? Or what kind of shop or store is the best indication of what Everton are?
Do you know what they'd be for me? I know. To be fair, this one here is not too bad, but every other one I go to, I'd say they're a co-op.
A co-op?
And I'll give you the reasons.
Have we got Lee back?
Oh, yeah, go on.
Hang on. We might have Lee back. Look, he's in the boot.
Look at this.
He's in the boot of a Land Rover. God, what's he doing?
Yeah, me boys, yeah.
Yeah, but the video looks like that. No, that lad who's doing the pull-ups on the Gladys Street. Oh.
I'm trying to get outside so I can put the video on.
Honestly? Honest to God?
What it is, boys, obviously, I grew up around the ground, in those streets around back the ground. And, obviously, when they said we were going to move to Bramley Moor, brilliant. That's exactly what we needed. But obviously, Goodison Park is close to my heart. That's where I grew up. There's a lot of people, Ashes there, etc. It is my community. You know what I mean? It's like every it's hard to imagine it not being there. If you know what I mean? Yeah. And obviously, they promised that this.
Oh, we've lost them again. We're going to get this in segments. Ned, just do us a favour, knock that light onto me because I'm very conscious how dark I am. I'm in the shade. Here. Put it on me though. Put it on me. There you go. Honest to God. You give
reflected off
Mike's tan. Yeah, Mike's getting a proper head tan here. I'm sure Lee will be back at some. Maybe if he. No, why didn't he just sit down?
I think he's in work. He shouldn't be on his phone, is what he originally said, and now he's trying to sneak outside.
Boom.
So fair play to him. He's putting in some effort to get his point across.
Will it be? It'd be weird. Be weird when if people don't know. Basically, when we leave Goodison, it's going to be the ground's obviously going to be knocked down. He's outside now. He's gone out. Is he gone again? He needs to just sit down and get a good place. So the ground's going to be basically knocked down. Obviously, the church is going to be there. There's going to be, I think, the main stand tower is still going to be there. The walls to where the people's little stones are going to remain. Is he back? Have we got him? Go on, Lee. Continue, mate.
Yeah, so that's all I wanted to say, boys. You know, if that's just going to disappear off the face of the earth, I know you say you're not bothered if it's about.
I'm winding people up, Lee.
I know, mate. It's just like it's important to me.
Yeah.
I've still got family in Bodmin, which is a couple of hours down from the Gladys Street. And I just think it's vital to the community that it stays, something. You know what I mean? Even if it was this community college they're talking about.
Are you
like that,
Are you happy with the plans for what is going to be there?
Well, that's a bit the original plans, the legacy project. Yeah.
Well, that's still.
There was a little bit of social housing, wasn't there, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't think anything like that's changed, has it? I think to be honest, I don't think anything's changed from the original plan. They were the plans submitted, so I don't think anything's been changed. So, and that was part of the process, was making sure that Goodison was still going to remain part of the community. I know the financial aspect is obviously not going to be there. The people who obviously come and add, help out with obviously the shops on County Road and all the pubs and the chippies and everything. But I do, that the Goodison is still going to be there in its outline, isn't it? The ground is still going to be there. It's the outline of it's still going to be there. Everything's going to be contained within that outline. So yeah, no, it is an important thing, and it's.
What was the plans they had for the park? And do you remember they were going to build like a mega store on there? And
the original, yeah. So basically, they were going to build this development, which was going to be 3 stories high. Was going to have the shop on the bottom floor. Was going to have office, cafe on the second floor, or hospitality area, and on the top floor was going to be offices. And then suddenly, someone realised that Everton didn't actually own the land. It was basically.
That's what worries me, mate.
Yeah, well,
that's what worries me with the legacy project, because
look,
the plans they gave us, mate, were perfect. It was like, we can move down to Bellmore now. There's going to be a footprint there. People's, little memorials or whatever are going to be respected. It's going to be a valued asset to the community. Now I know Dave Kelly had registered it as a community asset, didn't he?
Yeah.
But I think that's only valid for like 6 months or something.
If you look at, like, I know what you're referring to. You're referring to the charges, aren't you, on the debt?
Yeah.
But if you look at the charges on the debt, none of the properties seem to correlate with actually Goodison Park, though. Or I don't think they do, mate.
Yeah. I think you're right.
So they're all like 57. I don't understand how like a couple of houses on Goodison Road and work out to be like 300 million quid. That's what the weird thing is. So I don't know whether they're somehow tied into the ground. But I think as it stands, the plans are absolutely as they were. And I think that side of the thing, I think Mashiri basically paid off all those loans and stuff to Prudential and all that. That had stopped that development, so I don't think there's any worries with that. I think that's actually been paid off. So unless there's new charges that go against the ground, and I can't see how they would be, because unless, like you're saying, someone thinks I could make a quick buck off that land by building a supermarket or something. Yeah. But I think as it stands, and it's a great point you've made, actually, because I've actually not heard anyone else make that point.
It's just got quiet on it, mate, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think obviously the focus is on everything else, isn't it? And I think even like there's people in the comments now going, well, what are the plans? But the plans have been there since day one, and actually they were submitted even to the council at the same time, and it was almost like a thing of like, we want this land to build the new ground, but this is what we're going to do with the old ground. We're not going to ruin the area.
That's what they said, wasn't it, mate? They said, we're not just going to leave it behind and knock it down.
Yeah, so those plans are in place, and I think the plans are basically, obviously the church is in place, the main stand turret next to the church is in place. Then at the other end, Park End, you've got like three towers, but they're
Tower
not
blocks,
massive.
whatever,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're not
Towers,
massive
maybe.
though. They're not massive towers. They're about the same height, I think, as the Park End. You've got like medical facilities. You've got, I think you've got a small park in the middle of it, like a playing area.
There was on the centre circle.
Yeah,
But that's what I looked at was going to be like the centre circle where there's
Yeah.
ashes and stuff
Yeah.
over the years, isn't there?
yeah, and I think that's the other thing, isn't it? That's the other side of it. Is like people have got ashes there, and obviously it's a special place for a lot of people as well. So if it was turned into, I think it'll be. I can't imagine a scenario where anything changes, because if someone comes in and says, "Oh, we want a quick buck," I think for a quick buck you're going to lose so many fans by saying, "Well, because, you know what I mean?" Like Goodison's obviously a very special place for people, and the idea I think of, and that's another thing that's helped sell the new ground in a way, is that idea of, well, we're leaving, but we're not destroying it. We're leaving a legacy. Obviously, the school's gonna remain. The hub's gonna remain. The blue base is gonna remain. I'm not sure if the shop's gonna remain. I can't imagine it will do, because I can't see too many people using that shop when there's a shop in town or a shop in the. But you never know. I don't know for sure.
Very difficult to visit the old.
I just wanted to make sure it was out there, mate. Still,
Yeah, absolutely.
About it, that was all.
No, absolutely, Lee. Great call, and thanks for getting over your your work problems. So
Wait, you might not have a job in a minute.
nice one, Lee. See you later, mate. Ta-ra.
See you later, bud.
Nice one to Lee. No, I mean, listen.
That's what club calls go for, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something really different that you're not
Yeah.
necessarily.
No, listen. Well, you know what? The lad, funny enough, the lad who had the 777 banner said he was going to call in tonight.
Yeah.
So if he's out there, he might have gone to Villa. So fair play. But if he's out there, he said he was going to call to say why he took the banner. He said he was going to call tonight. So you've still got time. I think we're going to stay on air till the team news comes out, which is 14 minutes. So no, I appreciate it. What? Go to the toilet then. You could. No, you need to get. You need to get one of Mike's nappies.
Don't come in them though.
No, we can't get a bag. No, we can't get a bag that we hang under the table. Maybe somehow form a door in there and get through it. Get on the floor. Tell me you love me. Just run.
No one cares. 2 seconds. 1, 2, go.
Look, you can still see.
Ah.
Well, you
No,
were
it
caught.
wasn't.
You were caught, Ned. You're caught, Ned. You're not. This is why people moan at you. This is why people make you sub a footy. You haven't got the flexibility or the fitness. No,
That's something we requested, isn't it? Another five-a-side football video, a Ned one. We want.
If anyone hasn't seen the GoPro video of Ned, I mean, we should have got it queued up. Actually, when he comes back, we'll ask him to see if we can get him queued up. Ned took
3 minutes of pure.
So
gold.
Ned come in another week. He was like, "Have we got a GoPro?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Have we got any like harnesses?" I was like, "Yeah, not for that." And it's like, "Yeah, I've got a chest one, I've got a head one, got all of them." He goes, "Oh, got a boss idea." So he bought himself a memory card. So next minute he's like, "I'm gonna go to footy." So he wears it to footy, and he sent this video, put this video out, and the next minute I just get this voice note on WhatsApp, and it's Baz literally, and Baz sounded like he was on the floor in the fetal position. In fact, can I just play that clip? Thanks, man. Yeah, I'll play it to you now. This is the
Just
clip.
don't play the one I sent.
No, I haven't got the one you sent. Hang on, let me just play this clip because it's amazing. Hang on, I'll turn it up.
Tell me you've watched this video. Tell me. Oh, you've watched it. Oh my God, they're the worst footballers I've ever seen in my life. Please, just watch it. Oh my God.
So Ned, if you could get that GoPro clip and get it lined up so everyone can watch it for us, go on. What's he doing? What's he doing? He's just a
He's jabbing you. He's jabbing you.
Is he thinking you're a seagull? He just that, and when he come up, he steals the whole screen. Oh my God!
Ah, the legend.
Right, Ned, have you got the GoPro clip?
Yeah.
Come on, get it lined up. Come on, we've got read to fill
pure
content. Honest to God. So Baz sends me that, and I'm just like, oh, so the clip comes, and it's not Ned's just doing his stuff. Ned's just doing his stuff on the video. There's no reason. You can't ever go at Ned for that.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
Thursday night football for me.
But it, know what it looked like, right? It looked like
The
when
lads are
there's a
class.
kids show and someone in the kids show's playing footy, and they all like, you know, you've all seen it, and they all just go, and everyone else just gets out the way. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, why?
Jamie Johnson.
Yeah, like why does that always happen? But like, so instead of like going past people, they get out of the way.
Yeah.
So
I'm just too fast.
Wait till you see
Incredible.
Garnacho.
Incredible.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
I wish we
Jamie
filmed
Johnson.
our games the other
Yeah.
Sunday.
It was like-
because you and me were class.
Hey, Ned's taking all. Baz is taking all his kids to Sweden. I wonder why.
he's
Go
going to see
Brian's
Brian.
side. Go see
Brian. aren't you?
Yeah.
You're all staying in Brian's.
If you're that excited when you live in Sweden, I need to
If you're that excited
place
to
to
go and
play
watch
in the
Everton against Luton,
Best place to live in the world, isn't it, Scandinavia? So Ned's going to get this lined up. But just going back to Goodison, just going back to the end. See, someone's put, Nine's put the NPC defenders were on amateur.
wait till you see Garnacho.
Ned, how long's this video?
No, it's 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Right.
It's
Just-
worth. Everyone,
Make sure we can talk while it's on.
Yeah, I've done it on this.
Have
on
you?
the live.
All right,
Baz,
can you put it on for us
Baz,
then?
get your
Right now?
microphone ready.
Come on, put it on.
Okay.
Just put it on. Baz, just come over here because you're not even going to be on camera because this is on. Just have a look at this.
That wasn't too bad.
Look at this.
This one. Go ahead, lad. Smash it in. Go on. Give it someone. There we go.
Why aren't people trying to tackle you?
And you just
No, they weren't running into space, so I shouted at them because they were just stood there next to
Go
them.
ahead, lad.
You got tackled by a
Oh,
wall.
this is
Space.
tremendous.
Here we go, Ned. Go on, strike it, Ned.
Same ball.
This wasn't a goal.
Oh, what a player. I love this. I love it.
The wall.
Nutmeg.
Oh,
Oh, fuck off.
honest to God, this could be in Mike, I've heard this. This could be in Mike. Wait. Whoa.
It's Garnacho.
Oh.
Here we go again. Here we go.
Oh.
Go on, Ned. Go on, Ned. Do some damage.
Hey, you know when people put clips on YouTube to make themselves look boss? This is the stuff that went on the floor.
What's bad is Everton need to buy you through this YouTube compilation.
Thanks.
Oh, this is amazing.
I love this fella's. Look at the said he's to close down.
Wait, they press like Everton. Oh. This is boss, this.
Tugging on me.
Oh, I like it. I like it. You were closer to their goal, and you still played it back.
Yeah, I'm just coming across something.
Because
Helicopter.
someone was
Is this in the
tugging on
St.
me
Helens shed, Ned?
Ned, nice.
Ball, lad.
Why did the goalie play stay to you?
No? And why did no one challenge? Why does no one challenge in this game? Then?
back. They know they'll never beat me.
The NPCs.
Oh, the NPCs are in full Minnesota mode.
What's this? Why doesn't he pass to me here? Because nobody tracks me. I'm screaming overlap.
You walk, you know what? You walk and you go past them just with walk.
You've done get inching. Look at it. Dirty, yeah.
Go on, lad. Go on, lad.
Honestly,
Oh my God, did he hit that with his toe? Incredible.
they get EU funded for this.
You funding.
Go on, Ned.
No, what it reminds me of the gaming part of Ted with all the priests.
Look, here's the run.
Can't see the step overs.
Ned, I actually think I could play in this. Even now we're on any training, it's still running.
Where are the players?
You all gone? Hey, move.
Is that your dad?
The NPC move. Oh, hey, there's the leg. Go on, Ned. Oh, Ned, that other corner, mate. Oh, he looks
Oh, he's dead.
What's he doing
I think he's on his seam. Get out the way.
Tried to do the Berbatov.
Oh, that was the Maradona.
Tried to do the Berbatov one, but done the wrong one.
Barry
That
says,
was a
why
bit
is Ned
straight.
playing against traffic cones? Brian says, is he playing against the team of OAPs playing walking football?
and Ned's the only one running.
The problem
As I
is,
said, Ned doesn't come out of this too badly. It's everybody else.
It's this leg, look. And where's this one, look? I don't know what to do.
Well done.
What's he done?
Ganacho's give it a dummy.
Oh, this is tremendous.
Ned, can they all hear it? Is it the audio?
Yeah, the
that's
audio's on
tremendous. Absolutely tremendous.
Oh, it's amazing.
Daniel, I can't say that comment. That's terrible. I just can't.
Oh, the opposition. That's awful, Daniel. They just haven't played.
He says, was you all tired? This is an advert to drink energy drinks.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Prime ban you from
That was
drinking
me
their
after
drinks.
one Red Bull.
That was tremendous.
Absolute gold.
That was tremendous. Right, 5 minutes till we get team news, and then we'll see if Mike's head explodes.
My mum,
Geordie Toon for life says, has the ball got a bell in it?
I did say that previously that it may do.
Oh, that was tremendous. Ned, you were good. You were good, mate.
Thank you.
You were good. Well, reasonably well.
Well, you've played in the game with some of these players and me.
You're going to film it again this week?
Probably tomorrow.
Yeah. Get some goals.
Why don't
Because the good ones that are usually there are there
Why
tomorrow.
don't you film the Monday one?
Because it'd just be me just getting the
get
ball
bodied.
and turning backwards.
Yeah, but that's
The one on a Monday, they're actually really good players.
yeah, but that's as someone said. On a Monday, you're
Yeah, it'll
playing.
be good.
You're playing pro leagues. On a Thursday, you're playing. Like you're playing
Not
like you've set it up for a
experienced people on a
2-player,
Thursday.
and the other controller's just sitting there. That's how that looked to me.
But no one wants to see the Monday night. I'm not. I'm only here for the Thursday.
The Monday night's good footy, but
Alsberg says.
I'm not here for that.
Alsberg says, "Nice one, Ned. Dominated there."
Yeah, you did.
Josh says, "Quality from Ned." To be fit, to be honest.
wasn't hard.
That's what she said.
That's Mike. I bully me sex life. as well as
He
my
says, and I
football
think
life.
this is slightly harsh, but it's not about Ned. He says, Mike Megamind. Al Clark says Ned was playing Sheffield United.
I
There you
definitely
go.
wasn't Everton.
There you go. 3 minutes till we get the team news.
I'm getting another call. I can take these off, can't I?
Stick Baz up top Saturday against Luton, partnering with Beto, and it'd be a brilliant partnership. Here you go. It's from JL23. Gilly the Lemon says how to beat OAPs. I mean, it was absolutely an incredible run out for you there, Ned.
Do you know what? Do you know our mate Luke?
Yeah.
He tweeted yesterday, "Happy birthday." He tweeted, "Happy birthday, Ned." Like the best football player who downplays himself.
Yeah, Luke's been kind. I mean,
Like,
maybe a
I'm
little
not
bit-
that good.
Maybe a little bit too kind.
I'm
Rob Ambrose
bang
says,
average.
"Who's Ned playing against there? The blind school."
There's a couple of players there who are
Yeah.
really good. Like
No,
Johnny,
clearly-
is miles
clearly
better than
really,
me. But it's
really.
like we played. I took a couple of lads from a Monday last week, put them on mine, and I put him on the other team with like some less
I'll be
experienced
honest,
players. Let's use that word. And he was just he was like screaming the whole game, and after like 40 minutes, he was like, I can't be arsed.
I'll be
and
honest,
he just
Ned,
gave up.
I'd
with
go
them.
outside and find some
They
homeless people.
weren't listening to him. He was screaming, tracking runs.
Yeah.
You know, if you could actually
The second my finger's fixed, I'm playing. I'm in.
To me, Ned, that looked like bum fights. No, when they pay homeless people to play footy. That's what it looked like to me.
Bum fights.
Yeah, have you never heard of bum fights?
I don't think you can use that word.
No, you can. It's a real thing. It's what people used to do. They used to pay. This is when the internet started and YouTube. So they'd get like homeless people. They'd pay them to have fights against each other. It was horrible culture. Damn, you never heard of that bum fights? No. So they. No, I mean you probably watch a different version of that. But
What's your search engine look like?
well, I remember when this was a thing. Nobody was hot. It was it was around the Jackass time.
Right.
It was a thing, but that's what that reminded me of. Like
Yeah.
Ned had gone out and said, "Do you want to give him a footy?" Yeah, as a father lad, because he does always ring me. Ned will ring me and go, "Do you fancy playing footy like tonight?" I'm like, "No."
Well, but no, when that tournament, I
Oh,
begged
the
you to
tournament I
play.
played because I was trying to be
Because-
nice to you.
No, I begged you
Yeah,
because I
Begging.
saw the team and
Yeah.
I thought none of the lads I've played in a league in Liverpool.
yeah.
God, where was it at? Power League?
Power League.
It was on the pitch.
And we played some hard
Couldn't have been in a worse place for all
There
these
was okay footy, but I don't think necessarily the level was great. But there were just some players who were just hard asses, who were just smashing us.
I don't think it was an
So it's
issue.
up
I don't think it was an issue with anyone else's level. I think it was an issue with our level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right, but we're awaiting the team. It should be out in now, basically. Basically now.
Just give me the team.
Come on, Ned, get ready to put on socials. Yeah, it's disgusting, isn't it?
Is it? Now.
Come on, Everton, put the team out.
I know, it's bloody it's 1:45. What's going on?
Come on, Everton, put the team out.
John's there, isn't he?
I mean, the good thing about them delaying it is that our merch is at the top of people's pages.
This is very true. Let's see.
Let's put their team out. There we go. Pickford's playing.
Here's the team. Right, here's the team. Pickford, Patterson, Keane, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, Michalenko, Onana, Garner, Harrison, Danjuma, Calvert-Lewin. So he's playing 3 at the back. 3 at the back. Wing backs. Let me say that. Onana, Garner. So basically our midfielders, Onana, Garner, Harrison, Danjuma, Calvert-Lewin. Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Benches, Virginia, Godfrey, Young, Decore, Garner, McNeil, Dobbin, Chimiti, Beto. So there you go. That is the team. He's gone strong, but in a weird. He's gone strong, but make sure Michael Keane plays. So it's basically it's a 5-2-3, isn't it, or a 3-4?
3-4-2-1.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Good to see Harrison, though, won't it? Be interesting something to watch.
And the Villa side is. I'll find out what the Villa side is right now.
Really?
I hope it rains so the Villa kits get that wet. Have you seen what happens when they get wet?
Oh, they look hot. They look like
they get that heavy apparently. Like Caster, it's not the greatest. The Villa side is. Come on, what's going on here? Where's the bloody Villa team?
The Villa team
Go on,
is
Ned,
Olsen in goal, Matty Cash, Konza, Den Docker, Powell, McGinn, Tielemans, Douglas Luiz, Leon Bailey, Moussa Diaby and Duran up front.
There you go.
They've gone strong as well.
They've gone very strong.
There you go.
Except that they've got Olsen in net.
Yeah, they've got Olsen in there. Just kick the ball towards Olsen. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Right. Thank you again. Been a great show. Need more callers. Keep saying need more callers. People begged us to do a calling show.
Yeah.
A phoning. I think people do, but and then, if you really do want to give us a call and you can't get on, become a premium member. We can't give the number out to everyone. You've got to appreciate that. We can't just stick it on YouTube because, Ned's friends might call. There you go. Right. 8:15 kickoff. Get on the dodgy stick. Try and find the game.
Come on.
And we'll see you later. We'll be back. Obviously, me and Baz will be doing our videos after the game. So catch them. See you later. Bye.